Welcome to this tour of my camper van. I've been living in it full time for 2.5 months now, so this is the real life lived in version, not the absolutely perfect clean version. And this vehicle is a 2016 Mercedes Sprinter, and it is the 144-inch wheelbase model. On the outside you can see it has solar panels on the roof. It came with one, and I hired someone to add 2 more, so there are 3 100-watt solar panels. That's the only job I hired out on the whole thing. You'll also see on the front there's rain guards on the front windows. That's essential for getting good ventilation and not getting rain inside. On this side you'll see there's a port on the outside for external power right there. Plugs into any extension cord for any house or RV campsite. And on the other side you'll see there is a water port, so you can refill the fresh water tank here from the outside. And I think that about sums up what's on the outside of the camper van, so let's go take a look at the inside. I've gone ahead and turned the lights on for you on the inside, and I want to say I did buy this van already converted with the main bed and kitchen structure, but I renovated a lot of it and built some things myself. Let's start with the kitchen, and because I like to see how people eat and cook and fit everything in their storage, I'm going to show you what's in all of my storage. Practical real life stuff. This one's my toiletries, which are all in a bag so I can go out and shower at a 24-hour gym where I have a membership. This one is all of my spices, which I added the spice rack up in there. Also got tea and baking essentials. And this one has all of my storage containers for food, USB fan, and this is the switch for the dimmer light, which is this under cabinet lighting. So I love this at night. It gives a really nice golden glow ambiance to everything I'm doing. Over here I've got my essential oil diffuser, which changes colors. I've just got it fixed so we don't change the color of this video. I added this tissue box, which has a peg that holds it in place here, and then the box slides out so you can change it from underneath. I also added this, or I should say replaced the entire sink to completely maximize the size the sink could be for this particular counter that it came with. So this was one of the major renovations I did. Also finding all the pieces that fit just perfectly. I added a hand soap pump so that you don't have to worry about your hand soap flying around while you're driving. This faucet was a huge upgrade because it does all of the features, including 2 different spray and stream modes, a pause button, and the ability to just reach anywhere in this really deep sink, which fits a full-size frying pan flat in there without having to worry about jamming anything. I also turned this false drawer into a real drawer that holds your sink stuff. And I also added these drawers here. And I'm going to show you what's in each drawer because I'm a foodie and a chef, so I really like to see how people fit everything they need in one of these. So you're going to see I even have a rolling pin in here and a pie plate. There's also a bar drawer, which is all my wine glasses, bar stuff, some extra bathroom stuff back in there too. Underneath this one is the gray water tank, and in the back is a propane tank. And I added a bunch of hooks to hold all of the cleaning supplies, and you also have your kitchen roll stuff down there, and the towel for drying dishes and hands. This one is all of my silverware, which is actually a complete set of 8 silverware pieces. So 8 forks, spoons, knives, all of that, plus all kinds of kitchen tools. And in the back is even more, a knife sharpener, bottle openers, corkscrews, all that kind of stuff. This one's mugs, more kitchen tools. I mean, 2 different types of graters. I really like to cook. An apron, coasters, stuff for making tea. This one has a set of 6 big plates that hide under here. small plates, a collapsible electric kettle for making tea or coffee, an entire set pot with lid, 2 sizes of non-stick frying pan, measuring cups, and the bottom one is stuff I don't use quite as much. You got the set of bowls, a cutting board, splash screen. This is the metal frying pans with their lids, some regular drinking glasses, pint glasses, and there's a 5-in-1 set of blender, food processor, milk frother, emulsion blender, not a full hand blender, but it does make sauces and when I need. This one's my pantry, which don't have it too stocked at the moment, but that's all the dry goods. And then below that is the fridge, which I decorated to match with this decal. This fits a surprising a lot of food and has a true refrigerator that does freeze ice. I've got 2 sets of 6 ice cubes in there, so you can freeze ice and ice cream. This one holds my milk because a half-gallon of milk doesn't fit in here any other way. And this is my water filter pitcher, so that the water that comes out of the plastic freshwater tank in the back can be filtered for drinking. I also added everything that's back here, including this perfectly fit trash bin. I moved an existing fire extinguisher to there. I added a magnetic knife rack, and I store some extra shoes back in the back of the seat back. And even underneath the bench, I've got some of those insulated tote bags in case you need to take drinks anywhere. There is curtains that slide all the way across this, so you can completely block off the front and you really forget that you are even in a camper van. If you are cooking here, this is the propane, which the tank's under the sink, but you can cook actually 2 pots here at the same time. Sometimes these burners are so small that you really can't feasibly do that, but this one does. But if you're cooking and you think stuff is going to splatter, this is fine because it's like foil, and that's obviously a wood butcher block countertop. But if you think stuff's going to splatter that way, I have up here a roll of plastic that is heat resistant, and it's got hooks. So those hooks just hook onto here, and so you've got a plastic screen that fills that whole area and prevents splashes. But that honestly rarely ever happens. I've also built the paper towel holder up there so you maximize your counter space. And this is a really cool drying rack that, if you want, can extend so that it can dangle over the sink and air dry your stuff dripping into the sink. So that was an upgraded feature, and I do love that ability. I think that pretty much sums up the kitchen, except for what is hiding under my storage seat here is even more space to store things. So this is a convertible, extendable chaise lounge. So once that's up, you put the other cushion down, and now you've got this really comfortable just bench to lay your legs out on. Under here, though, we are hiding baking trays, which, there's not an oven in the van, but if you stay somewhere that has an oven, at least you have the baking trays to make whatever you want, which, might be a friend or relative's house or an Airbnb or even a campsite that has a full kitchen sometimes. I've also got a bathroom scale, some extra shoe storage, and the safe, which obviously keeps important documents, but also my laptop safe. And then hiding back here, I have even more shoe storage, and often when I'm in the van, I will put more shoes here, like that. So there is even more, kitchen and storage space under there, and my shower shoes go there, or I should say sandals go there. And also very handy to have an umbrella right by the door, and hang the keys up on the hook there, and some hand sanitizer to go. Now I'll get back to the storage bench. You've seen what's underneath on this side, and in a bit I'll show you what's on the back half. But from here it's easy to show that this is a 2-point swiveling table, swivels on the arm and in the center. And what this does is it allows this table to be used in a wide variety of places. So when you are sitting there, you can have it, actually, to make sure the door closes. Oh no, that was correct. It has two kind of swivel modes. So to make sure the door closes on it, it does this direction. But you have seen that it's mounted a little off center so that you can have two modes no matter where it is. So you can have it over in here. You can have it as kind of like an L-shaped counter. Let's say that you're cooking at the burners and you just need extra counter space here. And of course it can pivot all the way to this side and quickly serve the person sitting in that seat when it's swiveled, or can be extra storage L-shaped counter in any configurations like that. So if you're washing stuff at the sink, that can also be handy too. So this is an amazing table made by Lagoon, which is the one that most camper vans have. But I actually have two of these tables. This is just the one for this bench, and you'll see that mount there. Now the same mount is also here. So when this chair is swiveled around facing the back side, you can have two people eating or working on their laptops at the same time. And this person can also share this footrest, so you can both have your legs out at the same time. Now I actually have two more places these tables go. One is my side table for my bed. When you're just by yourself, you can take up that second space on the bed. But if you're two people sleeping, then obviously you wouldn't have it there. But when the weather's nice and you have the back doors wide open, there's two mounts here, one for the table on that side and one for the table on that side, so that you can both sit on the back of the bed with your legs dangling out, enjoying the nice view while eating or working from that angle. So there's actually two tables and four places that you can put at the table. You'll also have seen the bed by this point, which is a fixed bed, so you don't have to worry about putting it up and taking it down to use seating during the day. And there's a couple features I've added over on this side. You've got the fruit and vegetable hammock, which is kind of a two-layer hammock. You can put some up there and some down here, so I usually put the heavier stuff here and like garlic or ginger up there. I also added these cords to the roof, which is the clothes drying rack. So it fits my entire 1 week of laundry, all hung from here. And in the back later, I'll show you I have a little clip chandelier, which goes on a hook here and just dangles, and the clips hold all the socks and underwear and little things so they don't take up the line space. Also kind of hiding over here behind the plant, we've got two hooks so you can hang coats or things on it, and also hiding one of the light switches. So that controls the kitchen lights, and there's another hidden light switch over on this side that controls the bed lights. So there's three light systems, or there are three zones: back, kitchen, and the under cabinet lighting I've already shown you. Also over here, you will have seen a sneak peek of another light, in case you just want a quick bedtime light without killing your eyes. And also two places to put bedside stuff: earplugs, chapstick, sleep mask, that sort of thing. I tend to keep my sleep mask and little pillow out when it's just me living in here. Another important feature hiding under here is the smoke slash carbon monoxide detector, and that is very sensitive and definitely does go out if you are cooking and start to burn anything. There's also an exhaust fan up there, so it can blow air in or blow air out, and that is really essential for sleeping in the summer. Another key feature is the power units. This controls the inverter on and off. This is the sink pump, which allows the water to come out. And then you've got a cigarette outlet, and this is two USBs, plus you have two more USBs here and two regular power plugs. Now this set only works when you're plugged into shore power. So normally these are not going to work at the same time as these, because you're either shore power or inverter solar power, one or the other. So that's how that works. And then I'll show you the last little bit in here is what's hiding under the back half, and that is the toilet. So this slides out with your foot, which you can use either section of that. and I hide the toilet paper there, and that pulls all the way out. And then, you know, you can do your business in the toilet. And what you'd have to do first is pull out the little slide that opens the valve inside. So you just pull that out, do your business, and then when you're done, you push that twice to flush some fresh water down it, and then put your valve back, push everything back in with your toilet paper, and then everything's all hidden away. So that's what's on the back half of that. The only other feature I've got in here is hiding my stool, which makes it easier to get into bed. So that's my step up into the tall bed, and I just use like the counter to help hoist myself up. So that is the overview of what the inside of the van is like. The front of the camper van has had a massive upgrade with the addition of this shelf, which stores all of the window shades that I'm not currently using, which do cover every single window, so it completely blacks everything out, or you can enjoy the view from the bench. And also the one behind here does come out, so you can have a really nice view depending where you're parked while you're washing or cooking. But the addition of the shelf also gave me the curtain rod to draw the curtains all the way across, so you just don't even see any of this stuff up front when you are living in here. I like to store some slippers up here because I find that to be comfortable and to not track dirt from your shoes inside the van. I spruced up the front with a couple of fake plants, another one hiding over there. And this fits a surprising a lot of stuff up in this dash. There's just deep pockets for storing things in there. In here, like I have a set of binoculars, 2 scarves, a bunch of gloves, my mobile Wi-Fi. I've got a second umbrella hiding back in there. And then of course you've got your usual glove box. There's drink cup holders everywhere. There's one down there, pocket space down in there. There's a toolbox area there, which is your tire changing kit under the footwell. And on this side, you've got another drink holder for the driver and another pocket space down there. And then in the middle, I added this basin, really, with a non-skid thing underneath so it doesn't slide around. And that just holds my purse and like extra vegetables that don't go in the fridge. I've got another tissue box there so I can grab that while I'm driving. Napkins up in there, a handy little trash bin in case you need that, and of course you got your 12-volt outlet for charging things, which actually there's a second one that's hidden underneath. So I've got my iPhone charger cable and the MiFi charger cable plugged into that with a dual USB plug in that. Another cool feature is this: when the van is turned on, is not a true rear view mirror. It is a rear view mirror camera and a front camera. That little tab on the side is the front camera, and on the back of the van outside is the rear view camera. So it helps tremendously when you're backing up. Also up here, you'll see more storage space for 2 things here, which are the bug screen curtains, which one curtain covers the window here, and the other curtain covers the back doors when they're open. So you can have this really nice breeze through the camper van when those 2 doors are open with the bugs not coming in. So I believe that is the entire interior of the van. And then we'll check out the garage under the bed. So in the back is an immense amount of storage space, and doors that open and stay open once you get them to their position that they like. And they also can go all the way open if you fold them back in a bit, release the hinge. Then you can get both doors to open completely up, and that's how you get that cool Instagram view. But I do want to show you what's on both of these, so I'll keep them folded in and back up so you can really appreciate just how much is going on here. Let's start with the door on the left. You've got a bunch of shoe pockets And I've also got extra bungee cords, never know when those will be needed, some extra rope, some tent stakes, and suction cups for putting up the awning that I will show you in a minute. Up here is the extension cable for powering on the outside, that port I showed you earlier, and also the water hose for filling up the freshwater tank, and there's 2 more pockets at the top that I'm not even using, and also a couple hooks up there. So I'm not even using everything that's in here. On this side, you've got more shoe pockets, which again, I'm not even really using the top rows except for that plant. I've got belts and headbands hanging out of those, a shovel in case you need to dig yourself out of something. This is a cover for the exhaust fan over the bed, I just never use it. Extra potable water, an extension hose that helps you refill a water tank, gloves for helping you empty the toilet, which is a chemical toilet. It doesn't drain anywhere, so you do have to take that out and dump it. This is the shower hose and the solar water heating bag, which you just fill this black bag. It unfolds, of course, gets bigger. Fill it up, put that in the sun, and it'll warm up the water for you so you can have warm shower water. Now the shower hose hooks up to the fresh water tank using the connection ports down there. And you can refill the fresh water from here. Currently I have it refilling from the inside, but by the time I rent or sell this, I'll have it ported to the external port on the outside. To help you see better in here, I'm going to back up and turn on the light switch and then continue the tour. So that really helps light stuff up. You can see I've got a yoga mat on top of the water tank. I even have more yoga mats. You can fit 2 more down in that little crevice. In the back you'll see a folding table, which is actually adjustable to 3 different heights. Short sitting height, like for kids, regular sitting height, and standing height. So you can have a standing height desk, basically, to work outside in nature wherever you are. Also back there I've got a bamboo shower mat. For that blue thing in the back is a shower tent, collapsed up right now. So between the bamboo shower mat and the tent, you can connect up your shower hose and put your tent back here between the 2 doors and actually take a shower. I have done it before. You would really only do it in an emergency because even conserving water, it took up about 1/3 of the water tank. So I really do consider that for emergency showers only. I've added a couple hooks, actually like 4 hooks, so that you can hang stuff in this vertical space, especially if you don't want to crush a hat or something like that. This is the clip chandelier I was telling you earlier, is what you clip socks and underwear to. It actually folds out flat and has tons of space for all your socks and underwear. I've also got a hiking backpack in here, a bag full of clothespins in case I need to hang something at a clothesline like at a campsite. I've got a laptop bag here full of, like, you know, documents, or to take my laptop to a cafe, or I can use this book bag to take the laptop to a cafe. I've got 2 full-size suitcases here, so it can accommodate 2 people's suitcases, and for me this stores out-of-season clothes in one and a bunch of business document stuff in another. I also have another clothes storage thing there. And also the other thing on this side in the back is a telescoping ladder, which extends all the way so that you can climb on the roof. Another great feature I love, I never see in camper van tours, is where do people put their dirty laundry? And in this case, it's basically a laundry chute, because this bag is reachable when you lean off the bed at night. So when you take your clothes off in bed, you don't have to come back here and open these doors and let out all your heat or air conditioning just to put your dirty clothes away. It's just like a laundry chute from the top. And then, of course, I can just take that whole bag on my shoulder to the laundromat and get my laundry done. Right here you've got 2 camping chairs that are really comfortable, you know, extra paper towels, and in the back you'll see a 3,000 watt inverter. Underneath it is a box that I built to have 2 batteries. That's one, and the second one is underneath the 3,000 watt inverter. There's a master shutoff switch and the DC to DC battery charger connected to the charge controller for the solar panels, which also has an extra USB, so whoever is sleeping on this side can plug their phone in or whatever to charge while they're sleeping. There's also the Bluetooth control, so whatever data is coming off the solar charge controller goes to the Bluetooth app on your phone, so you can read all this data without having to open the doors back here. This device charges the whole system when your engine is running. So from the alternator and the battery of the car, you can recharge. So there's 3 ways of charging: the car alternator, the solar panels, and the external port that can connect with the extension cable. There's also the fuse box there with nice labels, and in storage over here I've got the shade sail, which allows you to put a giant shade on the side of the van using the suction cups and the tent stakes I showed you earlier, so that you can have a nice large shaded area outside. You also have in here just a bag for other things. There's a fire starter kit and an axe with a paracord and other stuff in case of emergencies. Also in case of emergencies, a sewing kit and a toolbox with the multimeter and all the things you might need to fix anything that might go wrong. And then this one, I have extra bathroom toiletries and toilet paper, and the one underneath has extra towels and office supply stuff. So that sums up this garage area, and the only thing left to show you is the clothes storage that is above the bed. So I'm using all 3 of these, but obviously if you had 2 people, you could have it so maybe it was 2 in 1. In this one, I've got athletic clothes and extra socks and underwear, and each of these has this same set of bins. 1 bin that holds the main stuff, and then 3 bins that are small and stack. So this one is what you see there, and then the next set is shirts in the big bin and socks in the little one, and then the third one is pants in the big bin and underwear in 2 of the small ones, and then nail polish stuff in the third one. So that is everything that I need. But if I did have a second person in here with me, really I don't need all of that stuff handy all of the time. You could give at least one of these to the second person, and they can also use the extra storage there, and I don't need as many shoes, and there's all those empty shoe things, and there's even 2 pockets at the top I'm not using. So I'm not even using all the space in here, and I honestly don't need as much in the kitchen that I have, so I could make more room for clothes and second person's toiletries and stuff in some of those kitchen drawers. Now that it's getting darker outside, I want to show you how cozy nighttime mode is. I've drawn the curtains for us and turned on my usual under cabinet lighting and the oil diffuser. And I forgot to mention earlier that I do have a diesel heater that blows warm air out the bottom and is controlled by a thermostat on the wall here. So it does keep things as cozy warm as you want, and so in this mode I keep the curtains parted. But in the summer, of course, when you're not using that, you can keep the curtains in a more normal configuration that makes it easier to get to the front, and they do close pretty well when you finagle it just right. I'm going to go ahead and close this door so you can see how dark it gets in here, but yet how cozy it can be and how bright this one under cabinet light can make things. Or of course you can go into the dimmer switch and turn it down, so I'll show you how dark or how cozy and kind of romantic it can be. Or this is how it can be completely off with just the oil diffuser lamp going, and how it does have different colors, so you can choose what color you want, or you can let it just cycle automatically, or of course turn it completely off. Now it is still slightly light outside, but you can get an idea of how dark it does get in here if you want it to be. And if you did need to sleep during the day, there is the shade that you can put on there. So I think it's a very cozy environment, This van does look pretty stealthy at night with all the window shades up and the dark tint that's on all the windows. It just has a black look even when all the lights are on inside. I hope you've enjoyed my camper van tour, and feel free to leave a comment below with any questions. Thanks. Bye.